Richard Goodall, a janitor from Terre Haute, Indiana, had a secret. While sweeping floors and wiping tables in the quiet halls of Westview Middle School, he sang. No audience, no applause, just him and the echo of his own voice. For decades, he had lived a life invisible to the world, yet full of music. People didn't see the man behind the mop. But in 2022, a video of Richard singing in an empty hallway went viral. Suddenly, millions were watching, captivated not just by his voice, but by his authenticity, his humility, and the quiet power of decades spent perfecting his craft. Persistence. Through rejection. Before this viral moment, Richard's journey had already been full of attempts and disappointment. He auditioned for a major talent show in 2009, then tried The Voice, and both times, the industry turned him down. Talent scouts measured his potential, then passed. But Richard didn't give up because of failure. He returned to the same school halls, the same classrooms, the same floors he had polished since 2001. Singing to empty corridors, he built his craft away from fame, proving that passion and dedication don't require an audience. For him, the music itself was enough. The viral moment. When the hallway video exploded on TikTok, it wasn't just Richard's skill that drew attention. It was the sheer absence of performance, the purity of a man singing for joy rather than recognition. Overnight, news outlets, talent scouts, and the public were captivated. And yet, Richard returned to work Monday morning, clocking in as if nothing had changed. This groundedness, the way he navigated fame without letting it define him, became the first hint that his story was about more than talent. It was about character, consistency, and remaining true to oneself in a world obsessed with spectacle. Stepping onto the stage. In May 2024, Richard took his first flight ever, heading to Los Angeles. At 56, he felt unsteady and off balance, a sensation he likened to life itself suddenly shifting beneath him. After 23 years of stability in Terre Haute, the unknown was both thrilling and terrifying, but he faced it head on. On stage, his voice remained flawless, his demeanor calm, almost otherworldly in its steadiness. And when the golden buzzer moment came, it confirmed what millions had suspected. Richard wasn't just talented, he was extraordinary. His calm authenticity made the applause feel secondary to his quiet dignity. Victory and groundedness. September 24th, 2024, marked Richard's official triumph. He won season 19, taking home $1 million prize. Confetti fell, crowds roared, and his name was on everyone's lips. Yet, just 4 days later, he returned to Westview Middle School to clock in. The city celebrated him, the students cheered, and the principal recognized him, but he picked up the mop as usual, tending to the familiar floors. For Richard, victory didn't change his essence. Fame, money, and accolades were part of life, but they did not redefine him. His steadfast commitment to his work spoke volumes about his humility. A life of quiet strength. Richard's consistency extended beyond his job. He never had formal training, never attended college, and had spent years singing alone in his bedroom. His story is one of patient devotion, years spent mastering a craft without an audience, driven purely by love for the music. When asked about his continued work as a janitor, he responded simply, "I'm still the same guy." His life shows that greatness is not always loud or flashy. Sometimes it is measured by decades of steady, unseen effort and the courage to remain authentic, even when the world finally notices. Love and support. Amid this whirlwind, a quieter story unfolded. In 2022, Angie Vanovan entered Richard's life. She didn't meet a star, she met a widower navigating life with resilience and faith. Angie became his anchor, offering support and love that steadied him as fame arrived. Their relationship reminded Richard and the world that personal fulfillment often comes not from accolades, but from deep human connection. She encouraged him to dedicate performances to her, grounding his art in genuine emotion, showing that even amidst sudden stardom, relationships and care can remain central to one's life. Marriage and milestones. In September 2024, just 6 days before winning the competition, Richard and Angie married in Pasadena, California. This quiet, personal milestone preceded his public triumph. He shared the news simply, with a post announcing their union, showing that love and family mattered more than fame. The timing highlighted an important truth. While the world focused on his victory, his most meaningful achievements were personal and relational. Fame arrived after, but it did not overshadow the private joys he had built: his love, his marriage, and the community he cherished. Rediscovering family. Another hidden chapter unfolded after the competition. With Angie's gentle encouragement, Richard sought out his biological father, Hubert, whom he had never known. Their reunion was emotional and extraordinary. Hubert, a retired K-9 officer and Army veteran, had no idea Richard existed. When they finally connected, it was Richard's public recognition on stage that revealed their bond. In this moment, fame served a deeper purpose. It facilitated family connection, closure, and understanding. Richard's story shows how personal discovery and growth can coincide with public success, enriching the triumph in ways that awards and money cannot. Expanding horizons, following his victory, Richard's life grew in scope without losing grounding. He opened major events, performed internationally, and explored opportunities he had never imagined. Yet despite these new experiences, he continued to show up at West VO Middle School. The routines, the students, the familiar badge remained constants in his life. This duality, navigating fame while preserving everyday responsibilities, demonstrates a remarkable balance. Richard's story reveals that success does not have to erase the life you built. Rather, it can coexist with humility, routine, and devotion to the communities that shaped you. Legacy of humility. Richard Goodall's journey is more than a story about winning a competition or achieving viral fame. It is a testament to patience, dedication, and remaining grounded in the face of life-altering change. He continued to work, love, and grow without letting recognition redefine him. In an era where fame often shifts priorities, his life serves as a counterexample. Greatness can coexist with ordinariness, love can guide choices, and humility can amplify even the largest triumphs. Richard's story resonates because it's not about performance. It is about character, resilience, and the courage to remain authentically oneself. Conclusion: a man who stays the same. Richard Goodall's journey reminds us that success is measured in more than accolades. From decades of janitorial work to viral fame, a marriage, reconnection with family, and global recognition, he remained fundamentally the same. He sings for love, works for purpose, and lives with humility. Fame did not redefine him. It highlighted who he had always been. In a world obsessed with spectacle, Richard shows that the quiet, steady pursuit of passion and care for others can create a life far richer than any award or audience could ever provide. His story is a lesson in resilience, authenticity, and enduring humanity.